Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and enjoy the show.
All right, folks, thank you so much for being here tonight. My name is Mr. Soto, and this is about the first two rows of our beginning orchestra, and then some kids in the back are from the advanced orchestra helping us out. We're going to start today with a few folk songs. So what I like to do with beginning orchestra is, before we focus a lot more on the literacy component of reading music, is string instruments are pretty difficult. So unlike a guitar, I'm assuming we've all seen guitars, they have the frets, like the little lines, where as long as you're in that box, you're going to be roughly in tune. Well, none of these instruments have that. And if you see little lines, they're just stickers, and they're just kind of like guidelines of where they need to be. So it's a lot about building that inner ear, and can they hear that the note is in tune or out of tune. So that's a big part of what we do this first semester: how to hold the instrument, how to sit up straight, feet flat on the ground, all those little things that make them the technique, building the technique. So second semester, we're going to focus a lot more on reading. This first semester was a whole lot on building the foundational skills. So we're going to play several folk songs for you. The first one you will recognize right away, and then immediately right after that, we're going to do a variation on it where we're going to use a different type of bowing. And yeah, so here we go. So the next piece we're going to do is a piece in three. So the first one we did was every four groups of 4 beats was a measure. So now this next one's going to be every 3 beats. So these are just kind of, again, foundational techniques and skills that they're learning. So this one's in 3/4, and we call this one French folk song. The next one we have here is Lightly Row. This one will be no piano accompaniment. We're gonna let them do all the work. And it's, again, another tune where now they're doing some more string crossing, okay, different techniques, but this one's lightly rough. Here we go, ready? 1, 2, ready? So some of the skills that we're working on, if you guys can see it, is when all their bows move at the same time. That's one big skill that we're working on. It's just part of being an ensemble. So in symphony orchestras and professional orchestras, one of the big things is having all our bows moving at the same time. So they hear me say that quite a bit, and there's some moments where you see them, they're like, all in one, and then, and I mess, you see the bows going opposite, but the goal is all bows moving in the same direction, getting the same sound. Okay, and our last one, it wouldn't be, they put together, we're just gonna do Jingle Bells. We're not gonna do the refrain part, guys. Just the main theme of Jingle Bells, just one time. We'll call it a day, yeah? All right, here we go. So Jingle Bells, I've been working on this one. I originally wasn't gonna do it, but then they're like, no, we have to. Fine, here we go. So Jingle Bells, ready? All right, 1, 2, and 1, 2, ready? 3, 4. So, beginning orchestra, please stand up. Please stand up. And one more round of applause for them. Take it down. All right, cool. So, again, big thing, they don't really know this, some of them do. What we're gonna do in the spring is we're gonna have a big challenge for them, is because our advanced orchestra is not as big as we'd want yet. They're all going to take an accelerated course second semester. We're just going to combine advanced orchestra and beginning orchestra. Some of them already knew that because they've been asking for a challenge, but they're really smart guys, and I think that's what they need. They want a challenge, and it's going to be exciting putting them together. So part of the reason that we're doing the snack bar and fundraising is in the spring, there's a thing called festival. It's going to be at Moreno Valley High School. We're going to have judges from all over Southern California judge our ensembles, and this is the group that we're going to put together. We're going to put together beginning orchestra, advanced orchestra. We have to play 3 pieces in front of judges, and then they'll give them a score based on where they're at. If we get a unanimous superior scoring, so all the judges believe it's a unanimous superior performance, then we get invited to a regional festival, which will be probably outside the county more than likely. But yeah, we'll see. That's our goal for next semester. So again, thank you parents for being here, families for being here. Kiddos, awesome job. And now let's go ahead and exit the stage and go to the next one. What? Oh, you're right. What am I doing? There's one more piece. Thank you. Yeah, so we didn't realize this. Teaching is a crazy gig, and you have to be a little crazy, but these kids keep me in check. There's one more piece they've been working really hard, and I totally forgot. This was Take a Swing at This. This is a nice kind of jazzy little piece. And here we go, guys. Take a swing. Ready? Yes. Thank you for reminding me. I would have felt so terrible tomorrow. All right, here we go. Take a swing at this. Two beats. 2 measures. Intro, then you guys. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Was it Zion or Giovanni? Who reminded me? Was it one of you two? Who reminded me?
Zion.
Well, he said it first, and then I told him.
All right, let me know what your favorite candy bar is. I owe you. Because, wouldn't you feel terrible if you didn't hear that? They've been working on it for weeks. And then teacher error. So, awesome job again, guys. Thank you. Now we can go off the stage. Good job, folks. So even though your child's done performing, well, some of these guys are like in 3 different groups. But if they are done performing, you know, technically their obligation's done for the night. But we want to build a community, a camaraderie. So if you are able to stay and watch the other groups, we would love for that. One is for your students to see where they can be in the near future. And 2, just to kind of, you know, help support our community. It's always nice to play to an audience versus, you know, 6, 7 different people. So while they get set up, the next group coming up is our beginning band. That's our first and second period classes, beginning band. If there's any students out there, beginning band, go to the choir room, check in, and then we're taking the stage. All right, so this next group is our beginning band, and it's a combination of 2 periods, so first and second period. Now this year is a bit different because, the way our schedule worked, a lot of them, raise your hand if you're in 7th grade. Yeah, we have a lot more 7th graders in beginning band this year. Last year we had a whole bunch of 6th graders. So there's a lot heavier on the 7th grade. Developmentally, it was interesting for me to kind of teach this beginning group because they were able to get a lot farther than we did last year. So I don't know if that's like the literacy component or just, you know, them being 1 year older. But this time last year, beginning band just played short little songs, kind of like what the orchestra did. The orchestra was mostly 6th graders. This year, because again, I don't know, just 1 year makes a huge difference, they're able to play a lot more music and they're able to read music much more successfully. So we're going to be playing 3 full pieces for you. One of our students, the first piece is kind of cool because it offers little section solos. So I'll take this back there. So we'll have, the flutes will have a solo, clarinets, trumpets, the low brass, saxophones. Unfortunately, our saxophone player's not here today, so I'll have to fill in the gap for that. But the first thing we're doing for you is called Band Room Boogie. All right, I'm gonna do my best attempt. I don't know if you guys remember those old and one basketball videos where someone's always narrating. So for this piece, because there are different solos, I'll go ahead and just highlight who's who and where they are. But the first solo is gonna be the flute. So flutes, can I have you just put your instrument in the air? So that first solo in this piece is gonna be flutes, then followed by clarinets. Clarinets gonna have you put your instruments in the air. Second solo is clarinets. Third solo, I believe, were trumpets. And then we don't have any, unfortunately, our saxophone player's not here, so I'll fill in the gap for that. And then all our low brass will have a bunch of stuff along the way. So here we go. This piece is called Band Room Boogie. Here we go. Why do we teach music? Why is it important? The goal is not for them to be professional musicians. That's not like my goal. It's like I want to make sure that all of them make a career. No, that's not the goal. If they choose that, great, that's fantastic. But it's no different than why do kids play basketball? Why do they play soccer? Right? Chances of them going pro are extremely, extremely slim. You do it because it's good for you. Right? You're building skills that are going to help you later in life. Right? These are the things that we do. So it's no different than playing a sport. Again, chances of going pro, very, very slim. But you do it because you love it. Same thing with music. Some of these kids don't necessarily want to be in my class in the beginning, or they were kind of shy, or they thought it was kind of weird. But as we kept doing it, they're like, hey, this is actually kind of fun. And the reason I highlight that now is because there was a moment, I don't know if you guys were watching, where there was it wasn't supposed to be dead silent, and they all quickly looked at each other like something's wrong. But life skill, instead of freaking out, we just kept going, right? That's when life happens. Something happens, hey, that wasn't planned. Oh well, it has to keep going. So they did a really good job adapting to that. I bet you, had they all not looked at each other, you wouldn't have even noticed that something was wrong. It's like, oh, cool, there's a silence in there. But those are the life skills that we're kind of helping develop in this program. All right, the next piece is actually their favorite piece. Is a piece called Battle of the Androids. It's supposed to be like robots fighting each other and stuff, but this is the one that they enjoy the most. I won't be playing, I'll be up in the front, getting in the way of all your pictures of your students. But here we go, Battle of the Androids. Yeah, you can tell it's one of their favorite ones. So much so that we had an 8th grader who we had played that when he was in 6th grade. And he's like, wait, you guys are doing that one again? I was like, yeah. Can I play? I mean, no. But he's a great kid. So, Elijah, can you raise your hand real quick? So, the funny thing is, when I told him we were doing that, he started playing it from memory. He just memorized the song. But it was a big help. Okay, and the last one is a fun piece. I don't think it needs introduction. You guys all know what it is. If you want to sing along, no one's going to stop you. In fact, we encourage it. So, here we go. Last one for today. more big round of applause for them. And now off the stage. Please, thank you very much. All right, and our next group for this evening is our advanced orchestra. Some of these students have been with me for 3 years. Raise your bows if you've been in this program for 3 years. So since 6th grade, we have a few of them. A few of them we lost them to Avid, and which is great. You know, it'd be nice if we had them still. But we have a whole bunch of new kiddos here, the second-year players. And then we have a few that, because of their schedule, couldn't be in beginning band. So in this group, we have like brand new beginners, all the way to people that have been playing for a few years now. And then we have a new student that came out of nowhere, all the way from Illinois, Cameron, who's been a great help. So Cameron, can you raise your hand real quick? Yeah, Cameron and Edos. Edos played violin last year, switched to cello, and Cameron and Edos have been working together, and Edos has come a long way. So in fact, so much so that I nominated Edos for Student of the Month this month because of how far he's come along musically. And Edos is he's always been really cool with me, and I appreciate his hard work. And now I'm making him embarrassed to hide him on his cello. But he's a good kid. All right. So for you guys, we have 2 pieces that everyone's playing, and then one where the more advanced players kind of challenge themselves. The first one is the first scale that we really learn in beginning orchestra is a D major scale. So this is a piece called First Scale March. It's more like a classical music sounding piece, and where they use a lot of the notes in D major scale. And then the second piece we're going to play for you is a more fun character piece called Dragon Slayer. Is a tune called Dragon Slayer. Again, this was kind of a challenge for them. Usually when we prepare music for a concert, I like to give them about 6 to 8 weeks. I think Dragon Slayer we started after Thanksgiving, or like a week before Thanksgiving? Yeah, when we came back from Thanksgiving. So they only had about less than a month to put it together. So that was our challenge, but they've done a great job with it so far. Hope you guys enjoy it. Dragon Slayer. fun challenge for them. Good job. The last piece we're going to do is we had a couple of kids that wanted to have a solo feature. Now we're running out of time to rearrange everything, so we'll let them play where they're at. But this is chamber music is smaller groups, so duets, trios, quartets. So we have a small chamber group within this group, so not all of them will play. So if they're sitting in rest position, it's because they weren't part of this group, but we're not going to move all the chairs around. And we're going to end up with a simple arrangement of Deck the Halls. Stand up, please. Stand up. One more round of applause for these guys. All right, and then our last group for this evening is our advanced band. This is going to be a big group. I don't know, there should be about 60-something kids coming on. Again, like I mentioned earlier about festivals, so all the groups you saw today will be participating in festivals, which is why we're selling stuff so we can raise funds to pay for those fees. But then the wind ensemble, the select group of these kiddos, will probably about half of them will be selected to be a part of the wind ensemble. And that's the group we would like to take on a field trip, either Disney or Knox. So that'll be like another challenge, kind of like when people play AYSO soccer and then they play travel ball, okay, that kind of concept. So it's people, those kids that want to take it to that next level. We're going to play 3 very different pieces for you. And the first one, so
Can you get it?
So while they get ready for the next piece, I sometimes may or may not say things that are not the most appropriate. Like I told them that if they didn't play this correctly, that Robert W. Smith's ghost would come and spook them tonight. But I mean that in the most kind of lighthearted way. But I hope you guys enjoyed that one. That was a lot of fun. Pretty challenging piece for some sections. The next piece, oh, hold on, don't give up the secret yet. So the next piece is complete opposite. So high flying energy to now very, very calm, slow, slightly mysterious. This piece is called Anasazi, and it's about the Anasazi people in New Mexico. They were, in Canada, called First Nations, or Native American nation that kind of mysteriously disappeared. There's not like a big trace, so hey, this happened, they're just kind of gone. So this was about the Anasazi people. So here we go.
Too good at this job.
You know, this is what I would do as the top. This would be my little.
That's true.
It's fun.
All right, and our last piece is a fun piece. It's their favorite piece. Much like Robert W. Smith was that composer for when I was growing up, this gentleman, Randall Standridge, I believe will be that next great composer for bands, specifically middle school bands, like all over the country. A lot of middle schools perform their music, and this piece is a big hit around this time of year. Now, before we play, I think it's kind of important that we guys understand. Have you guys ever heard the song "Up on a Housetop" Up on a housetop, and he did. Okay, good. So what Randall Sandridge did, he took that same melody, and he's like, what can we do differently? So he put it in a minor key, and he's like, well, Santa Claus is always seen as this big, jolly, fun guy. What can we do differently? Aha. So what Randall Sandridge did is, in this piece, Santa Claus is not that big, jolly, happy, ha ha ha. He's more of a menacing character. He's more like a warrior, a Viking, a barbarian. So this piece is called Santa the Barbarian. And we were supposed to have a special guest speaker, and there's a big little speaking part at the beginning. Unfortunately, Mr. Owen's going to be here tonight, so I'll be filling in for him, even though the students don't want me to do it. Mrs. Soto, your voice is too high pitched. Mr. Owen's want to be perfect. Why didn't you? I'll try my best. Here we go. When the winter winds blew in the age long ago, and the Yuletide season brought darkness and snow, they told of a gift giver in time's antiquarian. From the icy wastes comes Santa the Barbarian. That's our winter concert. Thank you for being here. Thank you for winning them. We appreciate everything you do. Advance band, stand up. Great job. I know I'm in the way of all your pictures, so if you want to take a picture of your Beatles on stage, now would be the time.